Hi, kindergarten. Welcome back. Guess what happened? I was cleaning my house and I found a whole big stack of books from when Miss Carson, my daughter, was little. So I have her books right here. I thought we could go through them and maybe read some of them. So she loved Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. That was one of her favorite books when she was little. Um, let's see. She loved The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Another favorite was Guess How Much I Love You. And I used to read this to her all the time before she went to bed. And then when she was a little bit older, like first grade, she read this book called Pinkalicious. And then the author wrote another book called Purplelicious. And then she wrote another one called Goldilicious. And another one called Silverlicious. And there are lots and lots of Pinkalicious books if you ever go to the library or maybe somewhere. So this is one of the very first books I ever bought her when she was a baby. It's called Where is the Green Sheep? That's a really cool book. And the other thing is I got to meet the author. And look, she signed it for Miss Carson. It says, "Hi, Carson," from Mem Fox, the author. Isn't that cool? Here's another book we used to read a lot when she was little, Goodnight Moon. Maybe you read that one with your grown-ups. But today I want to share with you one of the books that we used to read all the time when she was in kindergarten. It's called SkippyJonJones Class Action. And in this story, you're going to meet a character right here. I bet you're thinking, Mrs. Barnett, is that a cat? Mrs. Barnett, is that a dog? You know what? That's a great question. And I would love for you to meet SkippyJonJones by Judy Schachner. Judy Schachner wrote the words and drew the pictures in the story, so pay attention to SkippyJonJones. SkippyJonJones was just dying to go to school. Look at that. He really wanted to go. I really want to go to school too so I could see you guys. So hopefully that'll happen soon. But nobody, not even his mama, was going to stop him. But she did, by the scruff of his neck. "School is for the dogs," said Mama Junebug Jones. "They're unruly and they're drooly. And just listen to that barking. Those hounds sound ferocious." So he must be a cat, because look at this. See the mama cat holding him right there by the back of his neck? My neighbor's cat does that. So I think that's why SkippyJonJones is a cat, and Mom doesn't like dogs. So I don't think a mama cat would have a baby dog at her house. Plus, a bus full of dog breath would smell atrocious. Good golly, Pop Lolly, it's such a no-brainer. If there was a good dog, it's because of his trainer. His mama gently nudged her little nugget back into his room. And then she said, "You're SkippyJonJones, a smart Siamese cat." He's a cat. It says right there, he's a cat. "You take a look in the mirror if you don't believe that." "Well, he looks in the mirror every day," said his sisters Jezebel, Jillyboo, and Jujubee. "But all he sees are the chihuahuas." "Arf, arf," said Jujubee. Okay, so he's a cat, but I think he wants to be a dog. Does that make sense? So he's a cat, but he wants to be a dog. I think he acts like a dog. After his family left him to think, the Chihuahua did exactly what his mama suggested, but not before he bounced around his room with some books. "Oh, I'm SkippyJonJones and I don't get the fuss. It's not like a pigeon is driving the bus." Get it? The pigeon's driving a bus. We like that. And then he climbed up to his sister's kitty condo ladder for a peekaboo in the mirror. Look at that. Look at him bouncing all over his room. Holy, squealed the little kitty boy. "How many chihuahuas am I?" he wondered out loud. Look, he's looking in the mirror right there. And he sees a bunch of chihuahuas, which are dogs, and he's a Siamese cat. So he thinks he's a little dog. He took a deep breath, and using his very best Spanish, he answered, "As many as your head can handle, hombre." And quicker than you can say, the cat in the hat never did that. The kitty boy tossed his mask and his cape and his bright yellow bandana on his mochila. Then, as he buttoned up his red plaid shirt, he began to sing in a muy soft voice. "Oh, my name is Skipito Frisquito, clap, clap, and I'm off to school for the Perritos, clap, clap. 'cause I've got a good hunch that I'm going to have lunch with a grand old bunch of Puchitos. Clap, clap. He likes to sing. So he's a good little singer, too. And just across the hall, Mama Junebug Jones and the girls were doing a little homework of their own. Now you listen here, you messy missies, said Mama. How are you supposed to clean your kitty condo without your ladder? Look, they have a cat condo, like one of those climby cat things. My neighbor's cat has one of those. SkippyJonJones has the ladder, said the sisters. Well, what for? Asked the mama. So he could see the chihuahuas in the mirror. The chihuahua, however, was already in his closet, boarding the bus for school. So I think he's pretending because he said he went into the closet. And I think he likes to play pretend, which would completely make sense. If I were at home, I would play pretend a lot too. But the kitty boy wasn't the only chihuahua on board. His old amigos, Los Chimichungos, were excited to go to school too. Thank dog you made it, dude, said Don Diego, the biggest of the small dogs. Si, Skippito, said Paquito Tico, the smallest of the small ones. We need your help, El Con Bolito. Look, so they went to get the help of a bigger dog, the bulldog there, because they're all tiny, tiny little chihuahua dogs. Without a doubtito, declared El Skippito, but why do you need my help with the bully? Because he is Pero Mozino, said Don Diego. Who baranas around the Mescala and a Tazalita? What? Said the little kitty boy. He spins around school in a tiny teacup? Said the little cat. He didn't understand what he was saying. Or maybe he did. See, dude, he growls and he howls. And he wears a suerte. A wool sweater, said Skippito. Uh-huh, said Paquito. He's a woolly bully. There wasn't a dog worth his biscuits who didn't fear the woolly bully, so it wasn't a surprise when a potent puff of panic poofed at the gatito's tail. And all the puffiness inspired the Puchitos to sing, Oh, puffy, puffo, puffito. You know you can do it, Skippito. Let's unravel his sweater and knit something better. We'll show that old woolly bullito. And there was no turning back now, and the doggies had arrived at school. So all these are dogs, except for SkippyJonJones, who is a cat, but thinks he's a dog. A moment later, the principal, a poodle with very high standards, appeared with a bucket of balls and a whistle. First, she blew the whistle. Tweet! Then she threw the balls. Whew. Go fetch, barked Mrs. Begalot. See, there's the principal. And she's throwing the balls. All the dogs are going to go get them all. Then every dog, big and small, chased a ball down the hall into their classrooms, except for Skippito. He got carried away by a river of rovers. You know, a bunch of dogs. And he landed in art class where he drew his best ever double doggy doodle. I've never seen a pup do that before, said Mrs. Houndler, the art teacher. So there's SkippyJonJones right there. And look, he's drew 2 dogs on his page. Looks like everybody else is, well, looks like they're struggling with their paintbrushes. Then he trotted over to the music room and bayed like a beagle for the whole dog chorus. Ho, 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 said SkippyJonJones. Bow wow, woofed Mr. Muzzletuff. What a pair of ears on that dog. That's because it's not really a dog. Do you think they're confused? Do you think all the teachers think that SkippyJonJones really is a dog because he's at dog school? I think so too. After music came math, where Skippy stunned Mrs. McDruler with his counting skills. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Think about that for a minute. Let me say it again. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. There's some numbers missing. Look, she is completely amazed at his counting. And the rest of the dogs are just sitting there, you know, being dogs and stuff. At the bell, the amigos followed their noses into the library. Not even a bowl full of frijoles, that's beans, smelled as delicious as the scent of books waiting to be read. I lick libros, declared El Skippito Fresquito, the great Redito. And these are some dog books that SkippyJonJones is reading. I like books too, whispered Lorena Lapsitter, the librarian, from behind the bookcase. The kitty boy was the last to leave the library, so he had to race right over to French class with Monsieur Fruzet. Can you say cheese? Said the teacher. Oui, oui, said Ziputo. Fromage. Si, si, said Skippito. Queso. Queso cabaza, shouted the chimichangos from the rear of the room. I am not a cheesehead, chimichamingos, chuckled the gato. I am a chihuahua. The poodles were tickled pink to have the Los Pochitos in class with them, and the Los Pochitos wanted to share what they had learned with their amigo. So, the puppies sang, Como si, como sa, como sito. We have something to tell you, Skippito. When the poodles say we, they really mean si. So don't look for a red hydrantito. Clap, clap. So it looks like SkippyJonJones speaks Spanish when he's in class. That's a different language if you haven't learned it. And that's okay if you haven't learned it, because lots of people have learned lots of things to learn as they grow up. After French, Los Muchachos took a pass on obedience class, instead deciding to take a nap in the warm case of the golden trophies. Look at that. Look at all those trophies. Just then, I'm not good at following the rules, said the kitty boy. What dog is, dude? Said Don Diego. And just then, the gatito heard a gut-grueling growl that shook the entire escuela, and perhaps the whole planeta. Holy heartburn, said Skippito. Was that my Tommy? No, that was the bellow of the woolly bolito, said Paquito Tito with shiverito. The gruesome grumble grew louder and louder, and when it came with the rattle and the plink of a terrible taslita, it was spinning wildly right under his nose, circling like a polka-dotted shark. I want to show you. You have to look carefully in this picture. Right down in there. Do you see it? You see it? Yeah, there he is. Right there. That is the big woolly bully they're all worried about. That right there, the one that's as big as my fingertip, right there. Andale, declared Don Diego. Get your duds, dude. But Skippito was too frozen with fear to unpack his mochila. But his amigos did it for him, helping to change their Chico into El Skippito, like a superhero. Fresquito, complete with the mask, the cape, and the banana. Why the banana, dude? Asked Pintolito. It's my snackito, said Skippito. Will you share it with me and Tito? Yes, indeedo, said Skippito. So he's getting dressed up like the dog superhero. Then, woof, chuckalaka, 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 woof, chuckalaka, chuckalaka, chuckalaka. Every doggy leaped out of the case and latched onto the turbocharged Taza, which caused the cup to spin wildly out of control. Some of the Chicos just hanging on by a tail. Look at that. That cup, it's going around and around and around in circles, and it's just spinning them like everywhere. Este marido, cried Skippito. You are not dizzy, dude. You're green. Yip the doggies. Look at that. He's getting sick. Ugh, going around and around and around makes me sick too. A whirling dervish of dog-filled teacup cut a mean path of destruction past the principal's office, and it spun right into the lunch bunch like a bowling ball. Strikeito! Shouted the Puchitos. All little dogs yelled strike, like in the bowling game. And strike it did. Smash, crackle, pop! The twirling Taslita crashed right into a table and broke apart, exposing the ferocious Fuzzy for what he really was. A teeny tiny, itsy bitsy, wool-wearing teacup chihuahua. Dude, declared Skippito, you're no bigger than a bugito. Look how tiny he is. Do you see him right there? So teeny tiny. Look at that. Right there. That's it. Yeah. But the bugito's reply was a gut-gurgling growl louder than the hounds had ever heard before. Is that your Tommy? Asked Skippito. Si, replied the bulito. I am very much hungry. I'm hungry too, said Skippito. You can have my banana. Look at that. He's sharing. That's probably one of the best things about SkippyJonJones is he likes to share, but he also likes to imagine and have fun. This act of kindness made the chimichangos pull out their jump ropes right in the middle of the mess. Peanut butter jelly buttons. Chunky cherry pits. The woolly bully's taza has broken into bits. Wiggle waggle, jelly on the toast. He's not a woolly bully, but he's just hungrier than most. Just then, Mrs. Bagelot, the principal, stomped into the lunchroom. I smell a cat, she said, And that cat had better scat. Do you remember what SkippyJonJones really is? He really is a cat. He's really a cat. And the principal found out. Then out came the whistle. First she blew the whistle. Tweet! Then she threw the bright yellow ball. Whew, down the hall, which every dog, big and small, began to chase. Except for Skippito. He wasn't chasing the ball. He was running for his life. First, Skippy tripped, and then he slipped on the banana peel, and he slid straight out of his closet. Remember, that's where he was pretending. And back into the arms of his Mama Junebug Jones. What in the woolly why willies have you been up to, Mr. Whistle Whiskers? Asked his mama. He broke my teacup, said Jilly Boo. He ate my banana, said Jezebel. That's 'cause he went to school with the Chihuahuas, explained his sister Jujubee. I think his sisters are tattling on him. Later that night, after every fuzzy fell asleep, and the kitty boy, remember, he's really a cat, he was good for one last bounce on his bed. Oh, I'm SkippyJonJones. I couldn't say it better. A dog is not a bully just because he wears a sweater. And then he bounced over to his mama, and he gave her a kiss she felt straight through the layers of her quilt. Good night, Little Dipper, said the very sleepy mama cat. Good night, Mama, said the very sleepy kitten. And that's how the story ends right there. All the baby cats are snuggled in bed with their mama. Wasn't that a great story? So Miss Carson used to love all the SkippyJonJones books. When she would go to the library in kindergarten, she would always ask Mrs. Sestrich for the SkippyJonJones books. And guess what? Mrs. Sestrich always gave her the SkippyJonJones book. So thanks for listening to this very long story with me. And I will read with you guys again tomorrow. Bye.